Hey guys, I know it's been a hot minute since I've done like a video about books, not just like a vlog, heavily centered around books because my life is just books. But we're back. Here is my April reads. March, I read like 2 books. February, I read a book. Happy to say that it is at 10 books this month. I gotta say some of them are a little bit obscure from my typical genres. Yeah, I did finish Akatar. Okay, on to the books. Like I can't say that with a straight face. The first book that I read this month was Catcher in the Rye. I had so many emotions reading this. Not like that the book was emotional. I can't explain to you how thoroughly I hate his like money spending ideals and how often he says like old insert name here, like old sport, old this, old. It makes me literally want to vomit. I hate it. I hate it. Like it's so. I literally probably for 3 days straight just like yelled to my friend about how much I like despise his money spending habits. I literally like talked to my teacher for English about how I could write an entire essay just about the fact that like he's so annoying in his like ways about like calling people phony and like pulling out people for that. It's a good book. Don't get me wrong. I was like angered at certain small parts that kept me going. What did I give it? I gave it a 3.25. Honestly, maybe like a 3.5. It was good. I have never not liked a classic except for the Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. Going on. It wasn't like the best thing ever. It was still really good. There were just definitely aspects that like made me want to yell, scream. I was like, can you shut up? Holden, nobody likes you. This is really annoying. Pretty much I knew nothing about The Catcher in the Rye going into it. It's just about a dude kind of like living his life, making really bad decisions, being stupid. He's what, like 17, 18 years old. He keeps getting expelled from schools, and this goes over like 3 days of his life. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It is good. I do recommend you reading it. It was funny how annoyed I was, and like I can get really heated about annoying stuff, but I'll still find it funny. On to the next one. Guys, the next book is the one, the only, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I'm obsessed with this copy. It is a Barnes & Noble edition. It was like 10 bucks. I have like all of Barnes & Noble editions of Jane Austen's novels, like as this. Obsessed. I love Jane Austen. I love everything about her. This book was beautiful. This book was 5 stars. It is everything. The back is literally engraved and it says, "It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife," which is the first line of the book. So good. So good. Literally amazing. Also obsessed with the movie. Love Keira Knightley. Everything about it. I can't like describe my love for not just Pride and Prejudice but Jane Austen. This book is everything and more. It's so good. If you don't know what like Jane Austen novels are, they're just like Regency era romance novels, and I love it. Like I just love the Regency era. It's so fun to read about like how they acted and everything, and like even though it's like very like old school and like different obviously to like today's romance novels in today's life, it's just like it's so fun, and like she's such a witty author. Like her little like humorous tidbits are, I'm obsessed with them. I'm gonna put like a tiny little spoiler in here that just like has me like peeved. Just like Darcy, I don't know, next time you're proposing to someone, don't tell them why you can't propose to them or why you shouldn't be with them because they're below you and their family isn't as good as you, while like professing how much you're obsessed with them and in love with them. That just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, spoiler over. Obsessed with the book regardless. It's like one of my favorite books of all time. This and A Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde are just 2 of my favorite books in existence. They're so amazing. And like I have a book journal and I normally write like, I'd say like reasonably long things, like, you know, like 2-3 paragraphs. For this I literally just wrote Jane X Bingley, Lizzie X Darcy, haha funny, haha laughs, which is exactly how Pride and Prejudice makes me feel. Yeah. Guys, as I alluded to at the beginning of this, I did finish ACOTAR. Well, okay. I finished the original trilogy. I read ACOTAR, Court of Thorns and Roses last September, October, I believe, and then I just like never got to Mist and Fury and Wings and Ruin, and I was like, I kind of need to. They're like so funny and just like not well written, and like they're just like they're just like so funny to me. Like I can't do it. They're like literally like 700-800 pages, but you breeze through them so fast because the entire time you're just laughing at like how stupid this is. But and don't look at me like this. Don't look at me like this. I'm still a classics girly. I still know what good writing is. I don't know, I'm kind of obsessed with A Court of Mist and Fury. I just like love Rhysand. My friend's just sitting here like laughing. You don't understand.
You can't say that you love Rhysand. Like what?
Insert photos here of me in a bookstore.
Yeah, literally insert clip of you from months ago saying, I don't care, I hate Rhysand. Like,
this was me after reading the first ACOTAR, because, you know, it's like, it's so pro-Tamlin in that one. You're just like, Rhysand, no, like, I don't care if he's, like, doing, like, helping out Feyre, like, I hate him. I do not care if Rhysand is helping Feyre, I hate him. I hate, oof. Stuff happens. It's just, like, it's so funny, and they're, like, such good, like, comedic relief to, like, put in between, like, serious sections, or to, like, get you out of book slump, just because, like, you will keep reading these. Even though they're bad, you will keep reading these, okay? 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5, it's just, that 0.5 was just because, like, it was, like, so funny, and, like, I did enjoy my time. Onto A Court of Wings and Ruin was not for me. It just wasn't as funny or as ACOTAR as Sarah J. Maas as her books typically are, because like most of it was just like them in war, so you didn't get what you were asking for. If you pick up a Sarah J. Maas novel, unless you like genuinely like her stuff and are like, you know, like in middle school, that's the sort as the sort are, like, you're coming here for a specific thing, and this book just didn't deliver on that. It didn't deliver on that. I had one thing that I absolutely adored, but 2 seconds, more is gay. 3 out of 5, honestly 2.75 out of 5. It wasn't what I asked for. Will I continue the series even though I finished the trilogy? Yeah, I need some comedic relief. I will keep going with those, with the little companion novella and then the Nesta and Cashin book. I have to. And that's it.
That's my favorite fucking thing. I love it.
Guys, I'm gonna say this quietly so that I don't get arrested real quick. The next book was the Communist Manifesto. All I have to say is, like, so I didn't rate this one. I feel like people who rate the Communist Manifesto, like, it's just a manifesto of thoughts. Like, obviously, if you don't like communism or if you don't like what they're saying, you're not gonna like it and you're gonna give it a poor rating, or like if you are a communist, you know, you're gonna give it a high rating. But that just, like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I thought it was like a good read. It's short, it's easy, it's whatever. Some things I was like, sure, yes. Some things I was like, absolutely not. Violet Uprising, not for me. But I think it was just like good to know about, especially because my teacher does misquote communism a lot. So I was like, you know what, I know he's wrong, but let me just like really know he's wrong. So the Communist Manifesto, ladies and gentlemen. November, December, January, February, March, April. 6 months. It took me 6 months to finish The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I finished 40-something% of it in November when I started it. And then I got into a huge book slump and like didn't read. And then I was just like I never really wanted to pick it up, never really wanted to like keep going with it. And then in April I was like, you know what, let me actually finish it. My friend had already finished it. Like, we were both supposed to read it in November because like our neighbor had already read it a while ago and was like, guys, you need to read this, and we were all gonna watch the movie together. And then I just like never really ended up finishing it. And so I was like, April, okay, I'll finish it. I was reading it along with the audiobook, which was helping because then I was like, I don't have to just sit here and like read this when I just like kind of really didn't want to at times. But oh boy, was I wrong. It's also just like not my genre. It's so good. It is so good. Stieg Larsson, Do I hate how you talk about women? Yeah. Do I like how you write a book? Yeah. Okay, that was a good book. I'm not gonna finish the rest of the trilogy just because it took me 6 months to finish this, but it was so good, especially because I went completely out of my comfort zone. I am so scared of like horror thrillers, people just coming out and murdering me, that I was like, yeah, no, but I really liked it. I really did like it. I still haven't honestly rated this one either. I'm like 4.5, which like seems kind of high, but like it was really good. I really liked it. I'm gonna read the back because I don't really know how to like talk about it without spoiling it. Harriet Wenger, a scion of one of Sweden's wealthiest families, disappeared over 40 years ago. All these years later, her aged uncle continues to see the truth. He hires Michael Blomkvist, a crusading journalist recently trapped by a libel conviction, to investigate. He's aided by the pierced and tattooed punk prodigy Lisbeth Salander, the girl with the dragon tattoo, and together they tap into a vein of unfathomable inquiry and astonishing corruption. I don't think at all it would be a spoiler if I said that it was just like a lot to do with like men being awful and like abusing women, because the original title was Men Who Hate Women. So that's just like, there's a lot of that. Content warning on abuse, rape. It was a really good book, I have to admit. And just like not my style. I'm surprised I read it. So I texted my friend one night and I was like, hey, Heartstopper is coming out on Friday, the TV show. And I was like, dude, we need to watch. She had read it quite a while ago. I had read it last September. You know, it's so cute. It's just like 4 little volumes of a graphic novel and they're absolutely adorable. It's boy meets boy, boy crushes on boy, and it's just, I think it's a very good depiction of like how that stuff occurs in high school, because I feel like a lot of modern day stuff is either like really just like based on like, oh, coming out and bullying, and like, yes, this is, but in a more, just in a more natural way, in a more like correct way, and it's not super like, oh my god, your family hates you, all that stuff. It's just, it feels very natural, it feels like normal, and I really enjoyed it, and it's adorable. It really is adorable. And so after I watched it, I was like, okay, I need to continue with Nick Nelson. I love Nick Nelson. I just needed to keep it up. And so I reread them again, all 4 volumes, which was short. I read them in a 24-hour period, and then I rewatched the show again. Yeah, part 1 is, you know, them like crushing on each other, and it's so cute. And you know, spoilers and stuff, and I gave that one a 4.25 out of 5 because it's so adorable, but like there are better. 3 is my favorite. 2 is them in a relationship. I don't think that's a spoiler. It's a romance. Obviously they're getting into a relationship. Also 4.25 out of 5. 3 is absolutely my favorite. It's so cute. They're in Paris on like a little school trip. I love it. I love it so much. It's a 4.5 out of 5 for me. It's adorable. Content warning in 3 and 4 for eating disorders and mental health. And then 4 is not my favorite just because of the way that it's written. There's not a lot of dialogue. It's just like diary entries. And so 3.75 out of 5. Still adore. Still love them. Nick and Charlie are so cute. So those are the 10 books that I read in April, but I did just want to add like the 2 books that I'm currently reading that will be in May and I'm obsessed with. So first we're going to start with I, the World by Robert Jordan, which is book 1 of a 14-book high fantasy series. This is my brother's favorite series of all time. The Netflix show came out last fall and it's, or not Netflix, Amazon Prime show. It's literally amazing. I'm like chugging through it. It is taking quite a while. I'm only 150 pages through and it's like basically 800 pages. It is really good. It's just, I don't read a lot of fantasy, especially not like super high hard fantasy, and it's taking me a minute, but it is really good and I want to finish it soon. Last but not least, my favorite author of all time, obsessed with him, in love with him. He's everything to me. He is the author of my favorite book of all time, Oscar Wilde. The Importance of Being Earnest and 4 other plays. I currently finished Act 1 of The Importance of Being Earnest, and okay, that name is so smart. I was like, wait, because it's the importance of being earnest, but earnest as in like the character Ernest instead of being another character. I was like, that's actually smart. I kid you not, like, I'm such a classics person to the point where it's like strange. Like, I just finished the first page, started the second page. This dude literally just goes, good heavens, is marriage so demoralizing as that? And I laughed out loud in class. Like, that's not like typically something people laugh at. I don't know. Like, a normal person in this day and age would not laugh at that, but I was like, that's such a witty line. Like, Oscar Wilde, I love you. Be alive. I need more of his novels. And that is what I'm currently reading. I'm gonna sign off here because there are children screaming, yelling, and it's a little much for me. But I hope that you guys enjoyed, and the vlogs on books will continue. See you later.